Hi, and welcome to the Memorable Moment, presented by Memories and Moments Travel. I'm Scott, one of the senior travel advisors here at Memories and Moments. So much of my role as a travel advisor is to find my clients the perfect vacation. I get to know them and pair them up with the perfect resort or destination that's really going to make their vacation a special time. And sometimes as an advisor, I actually get to give advice. I'd like to do a little bit of that right now. Now, I remember being in high school and going to a cast party for the play that I was a part of. I remember getting to the house and there being a sign on the front door that said we had the run of the entire house except for the upstairs bedrooms and the back half of the basement. Those were off limits. Now, I don't think anybody at the party even questioned that. Those were simply the rules of the house. And because we didn't live there, we just knew that those areas were not meant for us. We all wanted to be gracious guests. Sometimes when we travel, we forget that we're guests in the locations that we're visiting. The very action of being a tourist means that we're going somewhere where we don't normally spend time. And sometimes, because we're spending lots of our hard-earned money to be able to go on a vacation, we forget that we are guests in somebody else's home. And so many of the locations that we visit as tourists have opened themselves up to inviting us into their homes that it's a good idea to remember a few things so that we'll be welcomed back. First thing is especially important if you're traveling to a foreign country or to an area where the indigenous people are still a big influence on the local culture. Remember that the way we do things isn't the way everybody else does things. Now, I know that sounds really simple, but it can be very easy to appear ungrateful or even rude by completely disregarding the customs and expectations of the places you're visiting. If a sign says an area is off limits, trust the sign. It could be for your safety, or it could simply mean that this is a place that wasn't meant for you. Just like the back half of the basement wasn't meant for a bunch of high school kids in a party. Doesn't mean the hosts were being rude. Ask questions. When in doubt, ask somebody if something is permissible or not. The simple gesture of asking can sometimes open up a great conversation. And sometimes you'll get an answer that maybe you weren't looking for, but you will get respect for being a conscientious traveler. So ask a question and be okay with hearing no. And lastly, do a little digging. We joke at the agency that we can help plan your vacation, but we can't take it for you. When you're getting ready for your next travel adventure, take a few moments to look into the local customs and the do's and don'ts of your destination. Not only will you be enriching yourself for a meaningful trip, you'll be making a respectful effort to be a gracious guest when you arrive. Now that wraps it up for this edition of the Memorable Moment. When you're ready to start planning your next travel adventure, reach out to us here at Memories and Moments Travel. But until then, make sure you take a moment to make a memory. See you next time.